advantage to feel even some semblance of safe. But here we go. Game number 1 of Winners Finals. OYASUMI MAKURO on the left, LUMINOSITY on the right.
OYASUMI MAKURO bringing a double speedster composition into this Winners Finals match. And LUMINOSITY gonna last pick that Venusaur. I think we're gonna see the Solar Beam like Dukes Next mentioned, but I have to imagine Overlord is going to grab that Giga Drain as well. You need some kind of healing support when that Zoroark and when that Leafeon charge you down.
Yeah, I'd have to assume that's why they decided that as kind of a flex. This team is not going to be the easiest on the side of LUMINOSITY to run over with this double speedster comp. And if there is a team that knows a lot about the double dive comp, it's probably LUMINOSITY themselves. They probably know a great strategy to counter, but that Leafeon going down.
Elo getting the knockout there. Red buff and Astonish Stun working together to make sure that knockout happens. And Mame is eliminated as well. Rin with a huge play. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if we have seen Rin's Zacian so far today. Well, he with an incredible engagement. Japan is on the KO board as OYASUMI MAKURO finds the knockout onto Rin.
What a brawl already. They are just ready to fight in this top path. They're just like, whoever's going to win this is going to win the entire game. We're willing to bet it all. Overlord looking a little bit low, but has to fight for those Altaria. There's no other choice. Gets quite a bit of it, of course. Great way to secure that with all that AoE damage on the Ivysaur. But a lot of it still is going to come down to all these fights happening on the top. He's coming in for the invade. Not going to be able to stop it of Elo alone. But in the meantime, Mame going down. This is definitely already a battle between these two top path Pokemon. Whoa, and that's 2. Can we get a third?
Rin looking for 3. Huge stun by Elo, trying to chase down with that hyperspace hold, but I don't think the move speed is going to be enough. Yume is going to be able to reset back to base, and a Solar Blade from Mame is going to KO Rin. Trying to stack has a tough price there as a huge KO comes from OYASUMI MAKURO. They don't have the space to invade a second time in that central area right now, meaning that Overlord is going to hit level 7 on this Ivysaur, so close to level 9 before we hit that 7-minute mark.
There is already so much experience on board. There's so much fighting on board before we're even like, we're just barely hitting that 8-minute mark. This is wild. We've not even hit the first Regis yet, and already we're seeing these teams really come together. But most of it, again, I keep saying it, this top path is a battlefield. There's non-stop fighting here. Currently, we see the side of OYASUMI MAKURO trying to force stack and push through to try to get some goals in here, maybe get some stacks, but pushing it on a Hoopa and a Zacian together can be very tough. They're going to try regardless.
Good patience by Rin so far, but he is going to be able to find the knockout. Hoopa portal is going to bring Curios up to join this fight, and the Ninja Doll is going to buy them a little bit of time, and he actually, amazing play there from Curios. The wait time on that feint attack was just long enough. They hold out, and they are able to wait out that dash reset. Amazing work, and look at this. LUMINOSITY with an extremely quick goal zone break so that they have a better chance at this first basement Reggie fight, and Slash is taking a great 1v1 against Mame in the bottom path. They are pushing very far. More stacks for the Umbreon.
It was an excellent manual dodge as well on the Solar Blade, but now we've got 2 tier 1s down. OYASUMI MAKURO taking the top tier 1, the bottom tier 1 going to LUMINOSITY. So I'm assuming that they're going to be prioritizing each of the spots that they have the spacing advantage in. It's exactly what's going to happen. Bottom Reggie going to the side of LUMINOSITY. Top Regieleki going to the side of OYASUMI MAKURO.
OYASUMI MAKURO prioritizing top path, 1 for scoring, but 2 to make sure that Rin's Zacian is kept at a low level. And P's been doing a very good job of that. However, that level 9 is matched on either side, and Overlord has been able to hit level 10. Full defense from LG here as Slash gets on the KO board and Zoroark gets knocked out. Overlord finds 1 onto the Espeon as well, and Kyrio starts getting involved in the fight. KO streak of 2 from Slash as that Snarl hits so many members. Mean Look traps this poor Slowbro as the rest of LG cleans up, and a first big team fight victory for LG.
5 KOs straight, not from the same person, but just a team combined, and then getting healed back up immediately. A great lead for LG to take.
Overlord steals away that blue buff as well, not really needing that cooldown reduction, but taking it away from Mame's Leafeon is a pretty good start to this initial mid-fight. We have a 1v1 starting to be kind of sized up between P and Rin in that top path, but Rin going to think better of it and decide to escape. LG does have this Registeel buff, so both of these teams are going to take it a little bit slow. It's tough to go in against a huge attack buff like the Registeel can provide.
This is an awkward moment. There's very little EXP, wild EXP on the map. Everything now is being farmed, but there's no real place for OYASUMI MAKURO to be. They're holding this forward position. They've got a few things that they can take, but I think they're really just waiting for somebody to be out of position. And now they might be rotating. We are going to get the Reggie spawning at about the same time. They're both taking nearly instantly.
I think they were waiting for that portal to show up on the minimap so they could actually rotate towards towards this top path, but not all of LG rotated into the bottom. Instead, Luminosity trying to find this double speedster composition of OYASUMI MAKURO and read the flank, but instead, Japan is going to be rotating down to the bottom path. The last hope of the West in Luminosity Gaming is making that rotation, and Elo's Hoopa is in position to use that Unite move and a big score push from LG into the top path.
Oh, it looks like they're gonna, oh, the Hoopa Unite's actually coming out, but in the meantime, there's gonna be Rin taking most of the center area. It looks like we're gonna get 1-for-1 in the trade. A huge battle.
Overlord's burn and anger hit so many members, and Elo's hyperspace fury is a huge shutdown onto OYASUMI MAKURO. And I think with this team fight win, we can truly say the momentum has swung in the favor of Luminosity Gaming. OYASUMI's MAKURO's lead in that early game, that big experience push they had with those early game Pokemon over top of the Venusaur seems to be non-existent at this point as LG is online.
They are doing such an amazing job. They've got a ton of experience as well on their side. All that center experience just going to Rin in the meantime. Regieleki going uncontested by both teams, but they used that Hoopa Unite so extremely well, deciding whether or not they decide to flex down. They did decide to flex down. This is going to be a huge outnumber. Still going to manage to get out of there, but Rin still just waiting in the tall grass to take them out.
Wow.
Whoa, gets lifted.
Telekinesis there from the Slowbro to hold them in place for just a moment. Amazing work there as Rin tries to hold this goal zone defense up. Caught by yet another telekinesis, but this time only the Espeon is there for the damage buildup, and that's not going to be enough. Mame and P are going to be scoring in that top path right now, but Kyrios actually takes one. Amazing work there as Kyrios defends that goal zone thanks to a very quick rotation from Elo's Hoopa.
And look at this. We actually are seeing Overlord, despite not really being the one that looked like they're popping off, at 14 already at the above 3-minute mark. Finally, this Regieleki, the second Regieleki, going down this late at the 3-minute mark as well. That's going to be the last one we're going to have. Not going to have to worry about that later, but that's just going to push a little bit more space as they fight towards these final 2 minutes.
Yeah, if you're looking for big Overlord pop-off moments, watch out for when that Verdant Anger comes in with that Unite move from Venusaur. Every single time they have been hitting multiple targets, and since they are running the Energy Amplifier in their item loadout, the next Solar Beam after that Unite move is dealing considerable more damage. That combination has been devastating so far. Slash again, escaping from a 1v4 situation, not from a 1v5 though, as OYASUMI MAKURO is going to shut down that escape route.
Now there is the option, well, I gotta say, Rin is at a very dangerous position. There is an option for either of these teams to go for this basement Reggie. Not a lot of time. They kind of would have had to be there already. It looks like they're all gonna be focusing on this Rayquaza pit, and it's understandable. The lead is big, but not too significant.
I love this positioning from Rin actually on this Asian, playing from behind, because it's going to be up to Luminosity to do some early poke damage, and then trust Rin to be a sweeper, but with an early knockup from Kyrios onto Mame. Mame's got a 15-second respawn timer. LG with a huge advantage towards this Rayquaza, and Rin now has eyes on PE.
P and Rin, they were just switched sides. They were both in the top again, but waiting to flank. Oh, and there we go with Telekinesis. He's not going to actually pull all that much, trying to stop people from getting back into the Hoopa portal. I love that strategy. It didn't really actually mean that much yet, but it still could come into play. Most of the members of Luminosity are sitting right next to Ray. A lot of the fight happening above Rin, getting 1v3'd, getting out of there, escaping, gonna be going back, gonna have time. All these Unites are still up. The big engagement has not yet happened.
Yeah, OYASUMI MAKURO able to buy enough time for Mame to come back off of respawn. We're gonna be trying to dunk in 30 in a split push, but Rin is getting the chase down, utilizing that Zacian passive on that chase move, and they get the KO. Espeon Rotate tries to lift them all up in the air, but now Slash is stealing away those shields from the Bliss Assistance Unite move. That on-paper counter working out perfectly as LG is gonna take 3 KOs in a row.
Only the Leafeon and the Slowbro up. The Leafeon is an amazing tool for potentially getting this secure, but can it be there in time? No, it's not even going to be there in general, and it's going to be Kyrios taking it in the Ray Pit. 49 seconds left. There's already a lead on the side of Luminosity. Only one up, only the Zoroark, and that's going to be none, as it's going to be Luminosity securing game number 1 of Winners Finals.
Not without my heart beating out of my chest, Wonder Chef. That was so incredibly close. There were definitely chances for a Rayquaza steal from OYASUMI MAKURO, but Luminosity Gaming holding on in a clutch moment. Overlord trusting in their damage numbers with a big Unite move towards the Rayquaza, doubling down with the Solar Beam, and then Kyrios, the captain, securing the Rayquaza, and now Luminosity in Winners Finals is going to go up 1-0. This team is very familiar with this situation. They remember remember what it feels like to be champions. They want to see it again.
You get to see them in the cameras right there. Overlord just laughing.